Test. Ooh. Maybe we should turn my vocals down on the monitors here or something, because you don't want to hear that ring all night. It'll sound like a badly mastered CD of something that sounded way better on vinyl. That's what's going on here. Meanwhile, test. Is that the monitor or is that something else? Test, 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 test. It hits right about here, which is very weird. Okay. Meanwhile, are we ready or are we? You all right? This is a song about how the more things get really nasty for everybody, they try to divert people from going after the real criminals, we all know who they are, to make smaller criminals into pop stars and get you to worry about them instead. Classic example would be, who was public enemy number 1 during the first Great Depression? Was it the bankers who stole the money and crashed the economy? No, it was a little bank robber. Oh, John Dillinger. You should all hide under your beds because of John Dillinger. That'll keep them small. John Dillinger, here we go. kind of in the dark up here, or am I imagining things? Yes, no? We're good. Oh, the lights are good? There's some way to get a little bit of house lights so I can see people. That would be really cool. I think it was easier to see people when a War on Women were playing. Let's hear it for War on Women. What a great band. I was fucking floored, people. You got something great going on in this town. And let's hear it for Negative Approach. And let's hear it for fighting back against all this propaganda. We have to accept austerity. We have to accept that there's budget deficits that are more important than people, and the people who need help the most are just going to have to live with less. In reality, that money ain't gone, it's been stolen. Country after country, and it's weird, this has happened all over the world, and the Nation did a study about it that showed that a lot of these countries, the amount they're in the red is the same amount of money they used to take off of rich people when they made them pay their taxes. Yeah, that's where the money went. It isn't gone. It was stolen, and that's who stole the money. They smell blood in the water now. They're trying to get, cut more and more and more things. Suddenly teachers' unions are automatically the biggest terrorist threats since Osama bin Laden and everything. All to get people to somehow accept that we should all live like peasants while they live like kings. That's not capitalism. That's feudalism. That's what they're trying to bring back, is feudalism. Yeah. So this is a song I first did at the protest against corporate feudalism in Seattle in 1999. It's called New Feudalism. drink. I need a drink. Despite all this shit going on, all the people putting on brown lipstick when they go to higher office just so they can be on corporate boards of directors later and things like that. Sometimes people really do start getting so mad they actually start talking to each other and realize that there's a lot of other people who are almost ready to riot, or at least occupy. Yeah. So, like magic from above, from corporate cartoon media, comes the magic savior, who promises hope, who promises change. What do we get instead? Barack Obama out in the 1970s. What a package! On the telephone, man, change never seems so urgent. Star Obama. Star Obama, bullshit as usual, and great to name them. The biggest reason behind is the wonder who makes so much money with that gold sock on his head. Down, or did we let ourselves down? Drink your latte, Oprah in chief will do, while we stay home reminiscing about high school on Facebook. case you're wondering, this song is called The Middle East Peace Process. The market's crowded, the lights are long, and every day I wonder, has someone got a bomb? Feel it on the bus, it could blow up. Tension in their teeth, they're stabbing in my gut. I know that look in your eye, I've never seen you before. What's in the backpack? Oh God, not again! I don't wanna live in a world like this! You don't wanna live in a world like this! You don't wanna live in a world like this! I want to live in a world like this! ready for Hillary. I want Snowden to be president in 2016. And the NSA to be fucking fired. Yeah. What do we got? Oh, this is what we've got next. Tricky. Wrong. Here comes that beat again. That some of you may know is a song about something that went down and continues to go down in Baltimore. How many of you know about a book called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks? Yeah. Henrietta Lacks was a poor African-American woman who got this weird kind of cervical cancer and had to use the back entrance to get treated at Johns Hopkins, where she died. But they were fascinated with her cervical cancer, so they kept it alive and discovered this was the first human tissue you can grow in a lab and experiment on, and it wouldn't die. Good things came from it, but something else came from it too. It really wouldn't die and has now contaminated other science labs all over the world, causing millions of dollars of damage every single year to this day. Meanwhile, Johns Hopkins has apparently made billions selling these cells around the world, and the Lax family only recently got paid a little bit. This is a song about spreading malignancy and biotech gone wrong. 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 It's called The Cells That Will Not Die. night, with all that shit going down, maybe the better thing to do is to learn not to think. I teach that in school. Boys will be jocks, girls will be Britney Spears, and whatever you do, don't think. And instead of taking control of your life and fighting the power that is about to foreclose on you, you should be concerned about and living your life through what you're exposed to about celebrity. Planet Grand Theft Austerity. What better song than what we're about to play to make it tonight for your friends and mine, the Tea Party. Not my friends. How many of you actually know people in your family, work, school, close friends who are down with the Tea Party? How many of you know people who actually believe what they see on Fox News? Who think that Rush Limbaugh is really fucking cool? What do you do? Do you just tell them to fuck themselves? Do you dismiss them as rednecks, as stupid, as unreachable? Or do you sit down and talk to them? Don't argue, communicate, one-on-one. Don't belong to an echo chamber of people who already agree with you. Talk eye to eye with people you care about who don't agree with you. You know what's in their heart. You know how to reach in there and try and appeal to things that are important to them. You're not in danger of losing your job or your home because of immigrants or brown people, but because of rich people who already have so much money they don't know what to do with it all, so they just keep shipping people's jobs overseas, wiping out good jobs here, laughing all the way to the bank even though they can't even figure out how to spend all the money. That's a start. And if we don't plant these seeds, who will? Yeah. Because they may tell you you're stupid, that you're an asshole, get out of their face. However, they may also wake up 3 days later, 3 weeks, 3 years later, and they'll go, hey, wait a minute! Rush Limbaugh's been lying to me and claimed that is a fucking fraud! I am not voting for their puppets anymore! If we don't get through, who will? We gotta plant the seeds. But in here, there's something else we can say to the Tea Party, isn't there? We can say this. Nazi fucks, fuck off! Okay. I need a drink. Okay. Now for the title song to our latest album that you should all take home with you tonight so we don't have to carry them home later. Buy our snake oil. Buy our wares. Anyway, the album is called White People and the Damage Done. And what I mean by that is this attitude, and it's not just in America or North America, it's very much in Europe and other places too, that somehow Caucasians and people who originally, whose ancestors came from Europe, are somehow more civilized and therefore better than everybody else, and they've Therefore, it's okay for us to run all these other people's countries because they can't do it themselves. And by the way, that's how we can plunder them too, isn't it? Well, never mind what's happened to First Nation Native Americans over the years. What this song is kind of dialed in on is things like, here's an example of white people and the damage done. All this bullshit about how we gotta go bomb Iran, they're about to get a nuclear bomb, then what happens to Israel and all that. We need to do this, we need to bomb Iran to bring democracy to the Middle East. Well, how many of you know Iran once was a democracy? Yes. Yeah, until 1954 when the CIA thought it would be a dandy idea to overthrow the democratically elected prime minister and put the Shah back in power. As cruel a king as Ivan the Terrible or any of the others, and we armed him, we gave him the torture devices, and eventually he got overthrown anyway. But he killed off all the moderate opposition merely for opposing him. All that was left was radical religious fundamentalists that run the place today. This did not have to happen, nor did Afghanistan. You know, we started paying for and arming and training those Mujahideen guerrillas and telling them, yeah, jihad, 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 before the Soviet Union invaded, in order to goad them into invading and crack up the evil empire. And then what do we do for the Afghan people? Nothing. Didn't help rebuild the place, didn't even take all the guns and the rocket launchers away, so they'll turn into these fucking warlords and keep killing each other to this day, which in that part of the world they call the Great Betrayal. Yeah. And one of the people who we spawned through that was, of course, a young, hothead, rich kid named Osama bin Laden. Where would we be today if we'd left them alone? And let's not even start on Iraq, or we'll never get to play another song. So, here we go! White people and the damage done! Okay. Anybody here not know what fracking is? You know? Okay. Might have heard about it as hydraulic fracturing and those soothing ads with the business suit lady cheerfully telling you how if you just drill a bunch of holes and wells into the ground, then you can drill them sideways, drill them diagonal. We'll never have to worry about running out of oil or gas again. But the problem is, in order to get it, you gotta dump all this water down it that we could be using for other things that's never gonna be drinkable again because they mix it with benzene that causes cancer, put sand in there, and a bunch of secret chemicals thanks to Dick Cheney monkeying with the law so it's fucking classified. Yeah. All to try and create these earthquakes under the ground so that natural gas magically bubbles up as does oil in North Dakota, and we never have to worry about giving up our SUVs and our guzzling ways ever again. Planet be damned. Yeah. In Pennsylvania, they've gone crazy with this shit. That's one state, Wyoming too, many more where they got Tea Party people running everything. Yeah, frack here, drill here, drill here, drill here, money, 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 money. Well, this is where we've reached the point, the tipping point as they call it, where maybe it's time to leave some of this shit in the ground.
Yeah.
All them oil sands up in Alberta they want to build that pipeline for, maybe it should just stay there. Yeah, they're not even continuing to use that for America, they're intending to export it out of Texas to other countries. Yeah. So, the other problem is, what happens when you frack is, all this shit has to come back up again at some point, and the water treatment plant can't deal with it, it's poisonous, it's radioactive, dump it in the river. So around Pittsburgh, it's getting really bad, and the New York Times reported that 3 Mile Island is now more radioactive than it was when the accident happened because of fracking. And then if it's in your farm, you've got this well going all the time. It sounds like a bunch of jackhammers put through marshals, cranked up to 11, 24 hours a day. Your animals die, your kids get really sick. You might get really sick, especially if you drink your own water when you turn on the faucet. The water's so bad you can set it on fire sometimes. Is this worth it, people? Some states have still banned it. I don't know whether Maryland has or not. I mean, New York is right on the fence because they want to frack the Hudson River and everything and piss all over Pete Seeger in the process. Pennsylvania is just fucked now. Many other countries have banned it, and in England they're trying to go hog wild with it, but they're running into insurrection, resistance, non-violent direct action blockading the wells and things. It may come to that here too. It's only our Earth that's at stake after all. Because this shit doesn't stop, and we think we can frack our way to sustain a lifestyle and the Chinese can do it too, and we can still breathe. Well, instead we're gonna get this.
fire in Jello, sorry. There's a coup d'etat a moment ago. Don't panic.
Just like the Kennedys.
You guys are really mellow tonight. You know, we had to carry Pete the Roadie out on a stretcher last time. We played at the ottobar.
So, there we are.
Probably halfway to being on a stretcher, actually.
I've been fired and replaced by Shauna from War on Women. Yeah. All right. What was I going to say first? Oh, yes, I know what I was going to say first. People ask me that. I can't remember whether they did for City Paper here or not. What is the biggest problem facing the world today? Is it religion? Is it war? Is it inequality? Is it, well, let's not call it climate change. We're in climate collapse, people. But is that the biggest problem in the world today? The bigger one. Corruption! Because that's what gets in the way of getting anything we need to get done as the planet melts. With that in mind, who are the biggest terrorists today? The biggest terrorist threat to us today? Is it Al-Qaeda? Is it ISIS? Is it the NSA? Is it the Tea Party? Or is it the banks? Yeah! Wall Street, the 1%! They rip up more people's lives! The suicide rate is going up in this country as people can't afford to get health care and don't even have a place to live. That is fucking terrorism! National security means everybody has a home. Everybody has clean water to drink. Everybody can express their intelligence without getting mauled by somebody. Yeah. So if you really want to fight terror, fire the enemy.